Two and one. Yeah. Are we on? Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome. Today, we have an exciting and very fun show for you with trivia. And guess what? A grand prize. So, what's the prize? Well, you'll have to stay tuned. So, it's Social Media Lab Live.
Are you ready to use science to bust some myths in the social media ecosystem?
Great Scott!
Welcome to the Social Media Lab Live, brought to you by Agorapulse, where our social media scientists experiment on real accounts to crack the code on social media success for your business.
Type 5 to subscribe to the show.
Now your hosts, Owen Video and Scott Ayers. What?
All right, you guys. So, welcome back to Social Media Lab Live, where social media professionals myths, the rumors, and stories of social media marketing with science. And we're live today, Wednesday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Facebook and on YouTube. So if you're here, go ahead and let us know what's up. Let us know that you are tuning in. I'm here with the amazing, the wonderful Scott Ayers. And you know what, you guys? If you want to join the tribe, go ahead and give me a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, 5. That's right. Type 5 into the comments, right? And then get into the Social Media Lab Lounge, get insider access, contribute to the show in our private Facebook group for more social media goodness. Alrighty, so I'm Stephanie Liu. Obviously, I'm filling in for Owen Video. Owen is such a big, huge presence on the show, so I'm going to do my best. This is probably like my second cup of coffee. So, Owen, I hope that I'm doing you proud. And having said that, I have the amazing, the wonderful, the one and only social media scientist, Scott Ayers. Scott Ayers.
You like that? Yeah, it's good to have you on here. Our show today obviously is powered by Agorapulse, which is the #1 social media management tool for social marketers and business. If you want to schedule your posts, respond to comments, get your team together to manage all your social media, you've got to use the easiest interface out there, and that's Agorapulse. You can run over to getagorapulsenow.com and grab your free trial of Agorapulse. And after you've used it for a month, you're going to want to go ahead and buy it. I know you will. And so use the coupon code LIVE. And Owen, even though he's not here, he's going to give you that first month for free. So getagorapulsenow.com, use the coupon code LIVE. So, Stephanie, it's good to have you here on the show. You're not Owen, but I think you got more energy than Owen probably today.
I was literally thinking about it. I was laying in bed this morning. I was like, how do I, embody Owen? And I was like, I should have like a gray beanie. If I had like fake mustache hair to put on, I would have done it, but I didn't have it. But shout out to Brad Freeman, who is here. What up,
Shave
Brad?
your head.
How you doing? Oh my God. I would probably need like one of those, what do you like, a wig? I should have got like a wig. I even contemplated
cool.
like,
yeah, put it over.
I know. And I even contemplated printing out a photo of like Owen's head, right? And then just like putting it on like a popsicle stick and just like, hey, it's Owen.
Yeah, Owen's not sick or anything. He's at a kid event for Christmas, and so at his school, and so that's where he was actually going to try to get on his phone, but the connection was just too bad to hop on. So he may even be watching the live show. So yeah, and we have to make sure we do it justice. This is our last show of 2019 for the lab too, so it's kind of a double-edged sword. It's like we're excited, but it's our last one. We did 37 live shows. I like the sound effect. 37 lives this year. So a pretty impressive number to get out for a year. So I'm excited to see what next year has in store. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Yeah.
Do you already have plans for like what your hair is going to be like for next year? Are you going to like curl it next year? Does it get longer? Like what happens in 2020 with the hair?
I'll get a mullet, like just comb it back and make a mullet out of it. That would be pretty interesting, I think. That'd be like back to like the 90s when I was in high school with the mullet.
You had a mullet?
So that would be interesting. Oh, yeah. I mean, we all had mullets in the 80s and 90s. I mean, I had like this long, well, all those, rednecks in Texas had mullet. If you had a mullet, in the comments, I want you to type mullet. Who out there can support me? I know Brad Friedman probably had a mullet.
Oh my God, you're hilarious. I mean, the only
Uh,
mullet that I rock is the business mullet. Because let's be all honest, you guys that are watching right now, you're probably chilling at home. Your business on top, right? Agora Pulse on top, and then you got like the PJs, the yoga pants on the bottom. You know what I'm talking about. Type in mullet. Let us know that you agree, because I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one.
George Demandis, how Texas of you, Scott. Yes, it was. I had the rat tail. Like I had this long thing that went down the middle of my back, the duck tail, you might have called it. It was bad. It was so bad. But yeah, I mean, that's just how. That's what we'll do with the hair next year. Maybe I think we'll have some fun with that.
Mike Alton says that he did not have a mullet, but now I'm kind of like I'm taking down notes because I feel like Owen. I feel like we need to like dig into the high school yearbooks of everyone that we know and just like throw it up on there and then have some fun. Naomi says nope, no mullet for her either. I don't know.
I mean, you can have a female mullet. I mean, that's a thing. Yeah.
I had like a side mullet. I had the whole Rihanna haircut where it's basically shaved on one side and then it was long, so it's a little bit more badass. But yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Well, all mullets aside, that's not someone's watching this going, are they just going to talk about mullets the whole time? No, we're not just going to talk about hair the entire time. We were delaying a little bit. We actually had our first guest wasn't able to make it. So we had a delay for a minute there to live show like 2 minutes before we realized he couldn't make it. We had good reasons. So we're like, oh, let's switch things up real quick. So today you want to go over what we're going to do today? You want me to do that?
I'll do it. Okay. All right, guys. So today we have some of the top social media experts. And when I say top, I'm talking about some of the most badass marketers that you know, that you've heard about, that you've seen on stages. And they're going to go ahead and share a prediction for 2020 because let's face it, 2020 is just around the corner. But here's the fun part. Scott and I are going to go ahead and put their knowledge to the test. So we're going to do some social media trivia, and I want you to play along too because so much has happened in 2019, and with 2020 coming around the corner, it's just like more things are going to come down the pipe, and it's going to be fun. But here's the thing, you guys, it gets even better. Our sponsor, Agora Pulse, is going to give away $100 to the charity of the winner's choice. And you, our viewers, get to pick the winner. So when it comes to picking the winner, here is how it's going to be broken down. To pick the expert and the charity that you want to vote for, you're simply going to go ahead and type in a number. So number 1 is going to be for Jessica Phillips. Yeah. Number 2 is going to be for Brad Friedman. And number 3 is going to be for Kelly Noble Mirabella. So start. I feel like everyone's
asking for pre-vote. Like, go ahead and start voting now. This is going to be like the most unscientific thing too, just so we can warn you. Like, there's no way for us to count all these numbers. And I hope there's like 300 numbers. But yeah, we're going to have to take our best guess.
You guys set this up. So I figure like someone over there, someone's got an intern that's going to be counting it. I feel like any of our 3 social media experts, they're starting watch parties right now. They're like, I just need you to go in this broadcast and just start typing in.
Do it.
Because here's the thing, you guys. You could seriously vote as many times as you'd like. Again, I have no idea how Scott and Melissa are going to plan that out, but they're going to do it because I'm just a guest today.
Chad says he picks the Scott Ayers School for Trolls as his charity of choice. Thank you, Chad. I would pick the Chad School of Animated Gifts for Chad. I think that would be a good one. And Mike says he thinks the $100 is actually coming out of his pocket. It might have. He's the one that told me, yes, we could do it. So wherever it comes from, it may come out of my paycheck. I don't know. We'll find out what we're going to do here. So, yeah. So you want to intro our first expert and get him on here and banter him a little bit?
Yes. So the first one is going to be Jessica, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm scrolling. All right. So Jessica Phillips, oh my gosh, you guys, let me tell you, she is like one of the most amazing human beings that I've ever met. And she's like the go-to person whenever it comes to about relationship marketing because she does such a fantastic job in building those relationships. And she's just one of the most brilliant people that I know. She's the founder of Now Marketing Group. And she's also going to be at Social Media Marketing World. So if you're the type of person where you want to hang out with her, go find her. Wait, this one?
In the middle.
Thank you for the clapping. My goodness gracious. I was like, I need to like get on top of that.
I love it.
All right.
I love the sound effects. And I love the mullet
Yeah,
talk.
we-
So I actually have the reverse mullet. So, I keep it the reverse mullet going on. So
I didn't know that
you
was
can
a
always
thing.
do
Y'all
that,
give it up.
too.
Y'all give some likes to Jessica and her reverse mullet. That'll be good. Yeah, I see Brad Freeman just started a watch party. He's trying to get some votes.
Yeah.
So it's up to
I
I
Jessica.
know. I was already
Strategize.
sharing the number
Later.
2. I thought my number was going to be 2. So all those
Oh,
votes I paid
snap.
for it. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
All right,
Everyone's
so
like
Jessica, we
jumping
got
into Canva.
right.
Go for it.
Yeah. So we got you on here. So the first thing we want to do, we all joking and kidding aside, we do kind of want to know what some of maybe your number one social media prediction is of 2020. Don't say it's video because we all know that. Everybody keeps saying that. So yeah, can you give us some nuggets? What do you think the biggest thing or biggest story is going to be of 2020 in social media?
Yeah. And I'm dubbing this, if you're saying one thing, I'm dubbing it to calling it dark social is what I've been saying a lot with these predictions, because it's a lot different than the dark web. What it means is that people are moving into private conversation channels more and more. And why it's called dark social is because it's hard for brands to measure that and to attribute where the traffic is coming from, and even harder for them to get included into that conversation. So we've already started seeing all of these changes over the years, even more so in 2019, where Facebook's even putting, an emphasis on Messenger and the features built in for Messenger for businesses and in their inbox, as well as stories and groups, and private channels, where Mark Zuckerberg even said, the future of Facebook is private and Messenger, and that's what they're doubling down on. But even outside of Facebook, it's all social channels, and just, I want to call it like social fatigue from many people that have been using social and just kind of fatigued by the overload of content. So dark social, what the prediction is for brands and what they should be paying attention to is personalizing their approach to everything that they're doing with their marketing. One, getting specific on who they're talking to and really treating it like a conversation so they can be brought into the conversations that are happening outside of just, their public facing profiles, because people are going to niche groups where they feel connected, they feel it's more meaningful and a better use of their time versus just, checking out what a brand is doing on their profile. So personalizing their ads, personalizing everything that they're doing on their marketing efforts to specific groups and really niching it down, as well as just their approach of how they're doing the day-to-day operation. So I'm talking like focusing on your home base, your website, and making sure it's, you're focused on speed, ease of use of doing business, and like a frictionless process, and then incorporating more of the native tools built in that you can use to help personalize your approach. So yes, I'll say video, but I'm going to say it a different way of video and email, and audio in Messenger and in email. Like one of my favorite things ever is just video emails, because it gets opened, it humanizes your approach, and people want to connect with you more there. That's a big kind of overall of what's happening, but it's really just not focusing so much on the tools and more on your technique overall of who are we as a company, why is somebody going to care and want to connect with us, who are they going to think about when they think about our brand, and why are they going to choose us because of the experience that we're providing, where they're going to want to stick with our brand longer. So it's really going to take looking at your home base, looking at your process, your brand overall. And I feel like this is the year that brands are really going to wake up like, crap, this organic engagement is dropping. I can't measure where this stuff is coming from, and I'm at a loss. So they're really going to have to revamp their strategy if they haven't already been using some relationship marketing techniques now and kind of growing with this process, because consumers are ready. They're looking for convenience, and they're looking for a business that they can feel good about doing business with. Like just like what you guys are doing here for the charity, you'll see a lot more businesses doing that approach, because people want to work with feel good businesses. We want to take it back to this approach where we're feeling something about that company, and that's the only way we're going to keep our clients longer, build that brand loyalty, and get them to refer us on more often.
Dang, y'all. Jessica just dropped
like-
the mic. She's preaching. She's like, I'm going to be the first guest. Let me show you why you need to go ahead and vote for me, number one. Right? So first of all, Rebecca Ward was like, I'm loving the dark social, but when people are messaging you on all these different platforms, it gets kind of difficult. But girl, unless you have a Agora Pulse.
comes in. Yeah.
That's what I was saying. I was like, do you even know what you're watching right now? You are watching.
But even like the native tools that are built in and which Agora Pulse connects with, which is awesome. But even the native tools that are built in, like if you look at your Facebook Messenger, they have like a mini CRM built in to help you organize your audience and integrate appointments and Messenger like on your actual website. Like you could use just the free Messenger platform, grab some code, and have the chat feature built right onto your website that people can communicate back and forth with you. And then you can create a label for that person of, and even though we're going to label you, but just say like, this is one of our current customers. And then the broadcast that they allow you to do, you can send them news and updates. So they really, all of the platforms, if you look at what LinkedIn is doing and what Facebook is doing, Instagram, all of them are pointing to trying to help you stay connected with your audience longer. And it's, unless you have something built in like an Agora Pulse that's to your plan, or that and a CRM to help you with some of the social listening, it's going to be a lot harder to keep up. You're right. So, but it's just is what it is, unfortunately.
Girl, where's your coffee at? Here, cheers.
Cheers. I got
so
Coke Zero. Close enough.
I have Chick-fil-A
Agora Pulse
tea.
mug.
Does that count?
Yes.
God,
They
what show
always
are you
count.
on right now?
I know. I don't
right,
drink
so-
coffee, so
Oh.
yeah, whole other conversation there.
There was a moment of silence for that. Oh,
I was like,
Right.
where was the
Uh-huh.
cricket?
Like,
where
moment
was
of
the cricket
silence.
sound
Yeah.
effect?
You
What
don't
happened?
drink coffee? Yeah, I don't. And I get up at 4 a.m. and I still don't drink coffee. So how's that?
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
All right.
Jessica, that was awesome. I think that was some amazing tips. So I think dark social is becoming a big deal. I was listening to one of Jay Bear's podcasts this morning. They were talking all about the dark social and kind of how we're kind of going back
wow.
to that, getting off these social channels a little
Analog.
bit and
Yeah.
going back into the one-on-one.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially
All right,
I'm
you got a
loving it.
trivia question.
It's a good day
Oh,
for
all right.
relationship marketing. Oh,
Trivia
dun, dun,
question. Okay. Are you ready for this? Did you stretch for this?
dun.
Okay.
All
All right, Jessica.
Yoga breathing.
Let's do this. All right.
Putting the hoodie on.
What percentage of social media B2B leads come from LinkedIn? Is it A, 85%, B, 70%, C, 75%, or D, 80%?
What
All right, if you're
percentage of
watching, y'all can
social
answer too. So y'all
media
can help her out. Which one do you think it
B2B
is?
leads come from LinkedIn. Yeah. Ooh, LinkedIn. I know it's higher.
Mm.
I'm going to go with C, 75%.
What does the audience think? Does the audience have any input on that? That would be interesting to see. While we're waiting on the audience, Jessica, what
should've-
charity are
I
you
called a
playing
friend.
for today?
I'm playing in honor of my father and the American Cancer Society.
Aw,
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Got a
love that.
cancer
love that.
sucks. I used to have a T-shirt that
Yes,
said
it does.
"F cancer." Yeah.
Oh, I still have that too. Yeah.
Do you?
There you
I don't
go.
have mine anymore. All right. So are we
Love
ready
it.
to give the answer to this one so we don't leave Jessica hanging anymore?
You sure you don't want to just leave her hanging for a little bit? No, I'm just kidding.
A was
All right.
A was my obvious choice, but I wasn't sure.
George Demanda said D.
All right.
Annie said C.
You always go with C.
All right.
Like that's just what I've been told. If you're
Here's
not
the
sure.
thing. You always go with George. It's D.
Oh,
It's D.
yes.
Always
George.
go with George. Hashtag always go with George. All right, Jessica.
I
Thank you so
love
much
it.
for hanging out with this girl.
Thank you guys. Much love to you all. Have a Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. See ya.
Yes. You're the best. You're the best. Did George really say he always has to give it the D? Whoa, George, it's early.
I know. And Owen's not here for the inappropriate jokes. So yeah,
Oh.
someone's got to fill in. But hey, if you want to vote for Jessica, remember just type in the number 1 as many times as you want to, and we will scientifically, arbitrarily figure out who's going to be the winner. But we'll see how many ones we get on here. So we appreciate Jessica hopping
That's
on
gonna be
with
fun.
us.
And again, as a reminder, she is doing it for the American Cancer Society in honor of her father. So shout out to Jessica. Love you, girl. You are
Good deal.
absolutely amazing. Cool beans. All right. So who do we have next? Who's our next
All
one?
right. I think we got a guy who probably had a mullet. I think he says he didn't, but I bet you he did. I mean, he's older than me, so I bet you he had a mullet.
All right. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, next up we have Brad Friedman, right? Of the Friedman Group, where they develop quality partnerships with professionals and businesses to assist them in generating leads and engaging others through the power of inbound, email, and social media marketing while achieving an acceptable return on investment. My friend, I can't believe I nailed that. Welcome, Brad.
Hey, what's going on?
Welcome to the show.
Brad
How
with
you
the
doing?
poop emoji appropriately placed. I like that.
Oh, yeah. Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
I
we
can hear you.
just fine.
Oh, okay, good. I want to say first off, no mullet ever.
None, never.
I actually
Come
had
on.
hair when I was younger, but it was not in the form of a mullet.
So okay, when did you graduate high school? Let's ask you that. Can you even remember?
Yeah. 1978
Okay,
is when I
okay.
graduated school.
Yeah, so mullets kind of came around the 80s, so I could see why you
Yeah.
didn't have one in high school. Yeah, so
Yeah, I was
I was
already
a
in
93
college.
grad.
Like you said,
deal,
I'm a
Brad.
little older than you.
A little bit, not too much
Yeah.
older, but a little bit. You know?
I actually have a
I was a
birthday
little-
coming up on Monday.
Oh, you do?
So I'll be
Wait, are you a
even
fellow
older than you
Sagittarius
on
or are you a Capricorn?
Capricorn by like a day or something, 2 days.
There you go. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Very cool. So, Brad, what is your big let's just say at least one social media prediction for 2020?
Okay, so I'm going to sort of step outside of social media, although I think my prediction becomes successful because it integrates with social media. I am very bullish on podcasts in 2020 and predict substantial growth in the industry. And I predict that because of social media and the integration between podcasts and social media, that podcasters are going to find it easier and more profitable to monetize their podcasts. I'm also predicting that because of social media, there's going to be some weeding out in the industry. You know, we continue to hear that people have short attention spans. And I personally don't really believe that's true. Instead, I believe that people crave outstanding content. So if podcasters aren't putting out outstanding podcasts and outstanding content, then I'm predicting that the cream of the crop is going to rise to the top and others might go by the wayside. I like podcasts for the same reasons that I like email and tell people all the time that email isn't dead. And that's because people can watch or listen to podcasts whenever they want at their convenience. Mm-hmm. And as long as we're putting out good content and we're promoting those podcasts on all of our social channels, people are going to consume that content when it's convenient for them. And I'm seeing podcasters and live streamers do much more work integrating with social media, taking live streams, turning them into podcasts, turning them into YouTube videos, doing all those kinds of things to get those podcasts out there via their social channels. So I'm really thinking 2020 is going to be a great year for podcasters.
I would agree with you. I think people are kind of, podcasting is still so small. We think it's been around forever, but it's still so tiny. I go in stages where I listen to podcasts like all the time, and then I go where I don't. I've gotten addicted lately to an app called Breaker. And I love the social side of Breaker. You can actually see who your friends are listening to that are in the app, which is kind of cool to find new podcasts. That's the hardest thing, is finding podcasts, because you just got to search right or whatever. But I would love to know in the comments, and Brad, ask you, what is everyone's favorite podcast, or a podcast that you just got to listen to all the time, Brad?
Oh, geez.
Other than Social Media Lab, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say Social Media Lab, but after that, I would say Brian Fanzo's podcast, FOMO Fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that one. I love Brian. Talk about a guy that puts out quality content.
There you go. Yeah, Brian's
Yeah.
amazing. He's the best. That's cool.
What
right.
device do you typically listen on? Do you have a particular? Are you an iOS guy or?
No, I am an Android guy, and I typically listen on Stitcher.
Yeah. I'm Android as well. That's
Yeah.
why I don't have the iOS thing. So I go back and forth between Stitcher but I'm all about Breaker right now. I'm in love with Breaker.
I'm going to check that out. I've never heard of it. I
Very
also
sure.
listen on Spotify.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
All right.
I
So
love
yeah,
that. All
Carrie
right.
says Jay Bear Standing Ovation. That's kind of a new podcast of Jay's. That's really
Yeah.
good. If you like Jay and stories, I think that's a really good one to listen to.
One of the ones that I'm listening to right now is called Free Noting. Instead of keynoting, it's called Free Note. And it's all about like how you could leverage stages doing free presentations and then building your business that way. So it's pretty cool. They get some really awesome speakers on there, and they show you some behind the scenes of how they're able to build their brand just free noting.
Cool.
Good.
My biggest
All
one
right.
I listen to right now is the daily one. Sorry, when there's three heads on here, we talk over each other a lot. The Marketing School with Neil Patel is really good and digestible. It's like 7 minutes long, maybe. So it's like
Okay.
boom, boom, and it's daily. So it's every day you can listen to it. So I would check that. And a lot of people have put some good comments on here about who they listen to. So Talking Tutors, I've never heard of one. Naomi listens to that one. Appreciate that. All right, Stephanie, I'll be quiet
All
now,
right.
and you can ask a trivia question.
All right, cool. Well, first we want to find out, Brad, why don't you tell us about the charity that you're playing for today?
Okay, today I'm playing for the Chanda Plan Foundation. The Chanda Plan Foundation was formed to support the Chanda Center for Health in delivering and advocating for integrative therapy, primary care, and other complementary services to improve the health outcomes and reduce healthcare costs for persons with physical disabilities.
Oh, wow.
Chanda is a wonderful friend of mine and is an amazing woman who has created something out of nothing to help people with physical disabilities. And it's an amazing story and amazing foundation.
Awesome. And how do you spell that?
CHANDA Plan Foundation.
Got it. Love it. All right, Brad. So are you ready for this?
I don't know. I was a little scared after the last one.
Why? Don't be scared. Don't be
Whoa.
scared. You got this. You got this.
I was
All
hoping
right.
all the answers were going to be Agora Pulse.
I wrote a bunch of hard ones for this one. Yeah.
There you go. Yes. You got to thank Scott for all of these questions. All right. So, Brad,
Thanks.
question for you, a trivia question for you is how many million of Instagram users visit at least one business profile daily? Is it A, 160 million, B, 200 million, C, 190 million, or D, 220 million? You guys that are watching too, you could go ahead and vote as well by typing in your thoughts in the comments.
We need our Jeopardy music now. Yeah. So how many Instagram users visit one business profile per day is the
Daily.
answer. So daily. And I thought it was a cool question because you don't think about people visiting business profiles much on Instagram, but the stat was all those numbers are huge. So I was pretty impressed by the number, honestly.
Yeah, I think Brad was hoping that you were
I'm
going to
going to go with,
with.
I think
Mike
I'm going to
Alton
go
says
with,
E.
I'm going to go with C.
Oh,
And
another
that's my
C.
final answer.
another
Your
C.
final answer is C, 190 million. All righty. Scott, do you want to go ahead and release? Do you want to announce it?
No one has got it right yet. No, it's B, 200 million. 200 million Instagram users visit one business profile daily. So that tells me as a business, you better make sure your profile looks good and it's got the right links in it because people are visiting that many of them per day. So 200 million. So Brad, everybody sees not always the right answer. I got through college off that theory and practice, but it's not always correct. And Agora Pulse trivia, evidently here in the social media lab.
Well, I was
All right.
close.
Well,
You know, what's 10 million amongst friends?
Right.
Well, good. Thank you, Brad, so much for joining us today. It was so much fun to catch up with you. I think we'll see you at Social Media Marketing World.
Oh yeah, I'll be there.
Good deal. And if you want to vote
Thank you,
for
guys.
Brad, type in the number 2. Type in number 2 for Brad if you want Brad to win, and we'll donate $100 to his charity of choice, Chanda. Hopefully, I pronounced that correct.
Absolutely.
So type in the number 2 to vote for Brad.
Yeah. So shout out to Rebecca, Timothy, who both got it right. Hey, oh, George is cute. He said A for Alton.
A for Alton. He's just sucking up a little bit. He likes to suck up the mic, doesn't he?
Oh, George. Alrighty. So our last guest, are we good to go on to our last guest?
Yep, she's
Thumbs
there.
up? Yeah. All right. Awesome. So our last guest is the founder of Baby Got Bot, Kelly Mirabella, and the owner of Stellar Media Marketing. Y'all, if you don't know her, you're about to know her and you're about to fall in love with her. She shares how you could provide affordable and comprehensive social media and internet marketing solutions. So you guys get up for with my girl, Kelly. Woo!
Hi! Oh my
Hey,
gosh,
girl,
I hope
hey.
you can hear me. Hey,
Oh,
go
yeah,
ahead.
absolutely. Hear you just fine.
What up, my people?
Thanks for hopping on. Kelly, thanks for hopping on. I know it was like you were pressed for time this morning. We're like messaging each other and hopping
I know,
on.
I was
So
like
we appreciate you hopping on.
Instagram, like, wait, what? Where? What do I need to be? I had to reschedule an appointment. I'm here. Let's do it. I'm ready.
Right,
Do it.
right.
Good. All right, let's bring it.
All right, so let's hop right into this. So Kelly, what
It's already
is
been
your
brought
number
in.
one? Yeah, it's brought in. Y'all type in 3 for Kelly. We're gonna go ahead and get Kelly some 3s before she gets going. But what's your biggest prediction in marketing for 2020?
I'm really fortunate because my prediction is based on actual data that proves that this is going to happen. So in 2020, the amount of active mobile app users will surpass those that use social networks. So this is just proof that chat marketing is the future of marketing. And this year, the data is going to prove it. It's taking over. In fact, this year, 2019 was the first year that we had the same amount of users on social networks as we do on mobile messaging apps. That's your Messenger, your WhatsApps, your, like whatever you're into, Voxer, those messaging apps is where it's at. And just as my girl Jessica was saying, dark social is a thing. Hey, the community that happens on those private messaging platforms is huge. And wherever people communicate with each other, they follow with how they communicate with businesses. So watch out, world, because consumers are going to start reaching out to you in the messaging world.
What? And that's why you need Agorapulse, because people are going to be messaging you all the time.
All the time. Yeah, I think that's interesting. I think the mobile surpassing all social media use. That's something weird to
It's
wrap your head
happening.
around. Yeah.
I know you like
That's
that data stuff. I got the stats
All
to
about
back
the
it
data.
up.
All about data. Yeah, I'm not much on opinions unless it's about my wife and kids. But other than that, I
feel
don't
like,
really
Kelly, you should
data
have, like-
otherwise. Yeah.
Kelly, I feel like you should have like business cards with like stats on the back of them. And then when you're at events, you're all stats. stats. Love it.
Yeah,
All right, girl.
I like that. That might happen. Watch out.
You always make it happen. Whenever you get an idea, you're like one of the first people to execute it. That's what I love about
Do
you
it.
so much.
It's already
All right,
been
okay.
ordered.
See, look at that. Already automated. All right. So Kelly, let us know, which charity are you playing for today and why?
I am playing for Mama Baby Haiti. It is an organization that helps mamas give birth to their babies safely in Haiti, which has the highest mortality rate in the Western Hemisphere. They also use these funds not only for helping support the birth wives and the training that they go into to help train new midwives and all the supplies they need, but they also will help moms and their newborn babies get out of baby jail, which is very common in Haiti for moms who are admitted into hospitals to not be allowed out. And it's kind of like mama jail until they're able to pay, and it's kind of outrageous. So those funds will hopefully help a lot of mamas and their newborns.
Oh, I love it. Well, you always got to mention the babies, and then it's like, oh, she's getting the crowd with all the feels. Got it.
Have you gone over there
before?
before? Is there a connection with the Haiti?
I have not, but my midwife regularly volunteers. She goes over like 3 times a year, and she'll be heading back over in the new year.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, I love that.
Very cool. What was the name of it
Yeah.
again?
Mama Baby Haiti. Mama Baby Haiti.
I know. I
Or-
was like,
or
I feel like she has a
wonderful-
rap already for this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I
bet
should
so.
have, right? It's been a busy morning.
With baby got bought and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Baby got bought. Mama
Mama
Baby Haiti.
Mama baby. Oh my God. Hey, we did it.
I want my
from
baby,
there.
baby. Yeah. I want my
I want my
baby,
baby baby.
That just
Love
happened.
it.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. So, Kelly, are you ready
I'm
for this?
scared. I've heard these questions.
Why
They're
are you
scary.
scared? Why is everyone scared? Oh, because they're Scott's questions. You know, Scott's all.
I
like-
wanted to ask everybody like 3 or 4, and I was like, no, let's just do 1. Like, so,
The one is hard enough.
All right, Kelly, I'm warming it up. All right, how many employees does Facebook have? Is it A, 38,000, B, 43,000, C, 40,000, or D, 45,000?
I'm gonna go B. 43K.
What do y'all think in the audience while we're waiting to see if that's right? I saw what George
I
just
think
said.
everyone
George,
George- me.
Go with me because I feel really confident in my the conviction in my answer,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
George got
43,
a warning
it's
from
in
Facebook for voting too much. That's pretty funny. 43,000. You know what? Kelly, you're the first one to get a trivia question correct today. It was 43,000. Facebook has 43,000. Yeah. Thank you. What?
I want to thank my fans. Thank you. I couldn't have done it without you.
Oh my God, I feel like you should just have like a trophy on your desk as a prop, just like whenever it comes up.
Gosh, here,
Right.
I'll have like my bobblehead. Thank
Oh,
you
no.
for this great
Nice.
honor. I appreciate it. And I appreciate your votes, watchers. Without it, I can't win.
All right, and so the number 2 vote for Kelly, which is it now? Is it
She's 3. She's 3.
it's 3?
3. 1 for Jessica, 2 for Brad, 3 for Kelly. And Kelly's the only one who got the trivia question right. So I think that's
I'm
worth at
just
least like a half point
saying.
more. And so, yeah, so vote for them. And we'll see in a minute who will pick for that winner.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. It's like you got to count all those votes now. So vote.
I know it's like 1, 2. Wait, it's refreshing.
Someone should just
Yeah,
type
and
in
like
1,
what's
2,
funny
3.
is like my live stream keeps like pausing too. So like the comments like all of a sudden they're popping up really, really fast. I'm like, I can't see them.
There you go.
Keep having to
Awesome.
refresh the lives, which is a pain.
You need a bot
Well,
for that.
Well, we
Could've
could have
been
gone that
done.
route, obviously.
We
but,
could have counted
yeah,
it already. Could have just looked in ManyChat and be like, boom, okay, this is how many. Kelly won.
Sure.
Boom,
Next
Kelly
time.
won. That's
Next
funny.
time. Next time.
All right,
I'm
Kelly,
going to go
so
ahead.
much
And,
go.
do we want to just go ahead and declare a winner now? I mean, can we just do that arbitrarily? Because I think so. Even though the notes said
Did
oh,
you
we were
count
written out,
the
don't say to
votes?
do
I feel
that.
like this is a very
Well,
American
I-
voting system.
Well,
right now.
I see.
I feel
Yeah.
like Brad's
Well,
like,
I've
we need to
seen-
recount.
Like the last 6 or 7, and then George voted 12,000 times. We have a lot of people voting.
Voting for everyone. He likes to spread the love around.
A lot of people
Yes,
voting
yeah.
for everyone, so it pretty much keeps the thing even. So that's kind of interesting there. I'm going to say Kelly won. I think Kelly won, don't you, Stephanie?
That's
She
what I
got
do
the
get.
question right. She got the question right. And she got a lot of votes, and George almost got banned from Facebook for voting so many times.
Oh my
And
God.
so yeah,
This right here needs
Yeah.
to be a GIF. This right here.
I'm so overwhelmed with emotion. Oh my goodness, my makeup is actually running right now.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
no.
Very
real. The feelings are
authentic.
real. There you go. All right.
Very
So,
cool.
Mama Baby
So-
Haiti, you are going to get that $100 donation thanks to.
Thank you, everybody.
Kelly,
Hey,
we'll get
girl.
with you offline and get that over to you. Or just tell
Amazing.
Mike to do
Thank
it.
you so much for having me, y'all.
You can
You
thank
bet.
George, your campaign manager. All right. All right, you guys.
Hey, well,
That
yeah,
was
Stephanie, while we still have you on, let's
Oh,
flip
yeah.
the table a little bit. Let's ask you, what is your number 1 prediction for 2020 in social media?
You know, I'm definitely okay. So I love live streaming, and the number one thing that I'm starting to see evolve especially with the LinkedIn live streamers, is that they're now turning their live streams into virtual summits. And I feel like that's going to be the big trend in 2020. It's going to be more virtual summits, more niche content that's going to be out there, kind of like what Brad was saying about personalization and like how people are going to pick and choose really, really good content. I think virtual summits that really narrow down into specific niches are going to be really important. I think live streamers, even myself, are going to be more interested in summits. It's one of the fastest ways to go ahead and build your authority as well as your email list. You have content for days. You can invite like some of the smartest people on there, because I know you guys like to go to the Agorapulse summits too. So that's definitely where I see it. I mean, some conferences are getting really, really expensive. And I think if you're able to go ahead and host in-person retreats, in-person events, or virtual summits for a niche audience, that's really going to go ahead and take off in 2020.
Are you doing any virtual summits coming up, or do you know of any?
I do have one coming up in January. It's the Digital Branding Summit with Jintai Delane. And then there's another one for women in video. So that's going to be fun. Yeah, there's just a lot. And it's one of those things where I'm like, how do you scale the virtual summits? You know, like how do you appear on all these different virtual summits? Because they get the audiences for you. They have them show up and then you get the email list. It's just one of the smartest ways for any marketers to go ahead and leverage for 2020.
Yeah, I think we've had 2 now, and our last one was huge and huge success on it. And our French team ran one as well. That was just for the French market, and it had, I think it had more attendees than ours did. That was in English, and so yeah, it was so interesting to kind of see both of those evolve. And I'm a virtual guy, of course. I like staying home more than anything, so I like that idea. I do think you got to make sure and be motivated and have some discipline and actually watch everything in those virtual summits, and kind of, you got to remind the viewers to do it. Whereas a live event, it's right there in front of them. So I do think there's some challenges there. But yeah, I think that would be interesting, repurposing lives. Yeah.
Yeah. I also think that like, if you're going to be a summit organizer, there's other things that you can do to just kind of step it up instead of just having like the videos there and then just have people watch it. Like, what if you had like a checklist for people to follow? Like that would just make them more accountable. You can have a Facebook group for it. There's just so much things that you can do. So love it, love it, love it, love it.
Very
All right.
cool.
So this has been an awesome and amazing show. I love the fact this is such a cool show format. You guys are so awesome.
Thanks for hosting with us, Stephanie. That's the end of the year. We'll see you in January.
Thank you
Bye, everybody.
for watching the Social Media Lab, brought to you by Agorapulse, where we use science to crack the social media code. Join us live on Facebook and YouTube to find out what's working